And today we'll be answering the question, why can't penguins fly? It's me. Hi, welcome to my channel. I sure do love those penguins! They're funny little birds that can't fly. You know, they kinda look like they could, but they can't. And it makes sense if you think about it. Their wings are way too small for their body. So, how did they get that way? Did they just evolve from flying birds with bigger wings? Well, no. They actually evolved from swimming birds that had smaller wings. You see, penguins are adapted for life in the water. Their wings are shaped like paddles and are used for swimming underwater. See? All this time, we thought that they were just really bad at flying because their wings are so small. But it turns out that their wings aren't small at all. They're just really short and stubby compared to other birds. But when it comes to flying, having shorter wings isn't necessarily bad. It's actually quite good because the shorter the wing, the faster you can flap it. And speed is what most flying birds lack when they're trying to fly really well. But then why can't penguins fly? Well, to answer that, let's take a look at some animals that can fly. Specifically, bats and hummingbirds. Two animals that also have really short wings compared to the rest of their body. The reason they can fly is because they flap their wings super fast. But there's a limit to how fast you can flap your wings. It depends on how strong your muscles are. When it comes to flying, size matters. Bigger animals need bigger wings to support their weight. That's why a bumblebee can fly, but a beetle can't. The laws of physics say that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects. So if you want to fly, you need big wings to catch as much air as possible so you can stay up, but more air equals more drag. So the bigger your wings are, the more air you'll catch. But you'll also experience more drag. That's why planes have such big wings. They need lots of lift, but also lots of drag to go along with it. The sweet spot for flight is being big enough to catch lots of air with your wings, but not so big that you end up killing yourself by flying straight into a tree. But penguins don't live in trees. They live in water. And the laws of physics work differently there. In the water, it's not size that matters, it's shape. A big paddle can move a lot of water, which creates a lot of drag, but it doesn't help you move forward very much. A smaller paddle with less surface area moves less water and creates less drag, but it helps you move forward a whole bunch. It's like if a bird was trying to swim underwater. If it flapped its wings really fast, it would be able to move forward pretty well. But it would be moving up and down a lot, which would make it an easy target for a hungry penguin. But penguins aren't stupid. They know that flapping their wings really fast will make them good swimmers, but really bad flyers. So instead of flapping their wings really fast, they just flap them slower, which means they can't fly at all. So yeah, penguins are kind of like the bumblebees of the sea. They're not great at flying, but they're great at swimming. And if you ask me, that's kind of cool. Do you think it's cool that penguins can't fly? Let me know in the comments below. And speaking of cool things in the comments section, I've been getting a lot of questions lately, asking me where you can buy my merch. Well, the only place you can buy my merch is right here. We've got shirts, hoodies, mugs, masks, phone cases, and more. And if you use the code PROVIDED, you can get 15% off your entire order. It's the best deal in the multiverse. Now, back to the video. Every penguin species has wings, even the extinct ones. And every single one of them can't fly! So why haven't they evolved to fly again? Well, it's because natural selection isn't really favoring the birds that are trying to fly. Most penguins live in places where flying isn't really necessary. They can get around just fine without ever flying. Sure, there are some penguins that live in places where flying might be useful, like the Galapagos Islands, but they still don't fly. It's just not worth it. Flying takes a lot of energy. And if you're already good at swimming, why bother evolving to fly? And that's why penguins can't fly. Do you know any obscure animal facts? Share them below. It might be featured in a future episode. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. It's me. Thanks for watching. See ya!